Hetapu, assalamu alaikum, namaste, haru nefer. This is Qesankh Peru with another exciting video for you. And in this video, we're going to talk about how to manifest the life you want. Before I do that, I want you to hit the like button on this video. This is your first time to my channel. Welcome. Hit the subscribe button to get notifications. I want to go live. I want to upload recorded videos. Also, we have free ebooks for you. You can scroll down below. Click on those links, download those ebooks, start reading right away, expand more on my spiritual teachings. Also, if you want to go deeper down that rabbit hole, you can become a Patreon supporter for as little as $1, $5, or $20 per month. It's up to you. You can cancel at any time. You get exclusive access to instructional videos on how to meditate, proper breathing exercises, Qesankh, how to communicate with the ancestors, how to summon spirits, and self-hypnosis. And lastly, divination. If you want to get some readings done, if you are an Seer level contributor, you can get your readings done for free on Patreon. So become a supporter today. Last but not least, share this video with family and friends so we can get this revolution started. Well, here I am in Miami, checked into my hotel. I've been traveling, as you know, and this trip, for some reason, I did not want to come here. I was totally like putting this off, and actually just booked my ticket yesterday because I was like, I'm tired of traveling. I don't want to go anywhere. And so something happened. You know, I hurried up and packed and got everything together and got to I tried to even delay getting to the flight, hoping I would miss it, and I didn't. For some strange reason, I didn't. I was like, I'm doing everything to be late, and I just couldn't do it. Anyway, got here to Miami, and realized that I forgot to pack some things, some very critical things. So I'm sitting here thinking, oh my God, I'm stuck. What am I going to do? A couple of things I was able to buy at the CVS in here, but other things, it's going to cause some problems. And every now and then, I don't care how many years you're in magic, you always forget this. You are a reality generating machine. So I took a step back and I said, you know, me forgetting these things are going to cause a problem, especially with the lecture. So what am I going to do? And I said, wait a minute, I'm just going to manifest a different situation. That's all. I'm going to manifest in a way that allows me to get through this without a problem. Now, I want you to understand that when you manifest, the universe brings you what you need and not necessarily exactly what you're asking for. That sometimes happens. So I left a couple of things that were essential. So I'm saying to myself, well, there's not a likelihood of those things popping up here, but I can manifest a scenario where it's okay that I don't have those things and I get along fine without them. In fact, I'll do exceedingly well without them. And I want you to know this is just the microcosm of the macrocosm. This is how you should be leading your life. You see, I told someone this, and it's very important that you understand this. You can't create anything. So get that out of your head. The only one that can create is Neteh, Nebecher, God, Yahweh. God created the universe. God created all realities, everything. God is abundance. God is all things. You can neither add to reality or subtract from it. It is complete. What your goal is to do is to vibrationally shift to a reality that has the thing that you want. You can't create the thing because the thing already exists. You can't create you having it because you already have it in another space-time continuum. Do you understand? You are operating based off a core vibrational frequency, and that core vibrational frequency has you in this reality, this space-time continuum. If you want $1 million, you're going to have to find the frequency to vibrate at, because your body and everything is composed of subatomic particles that vibrate. Nothing is solid. So you're going to have that core frequency change to the frequency of where what you want exists, and that you align with that. And we call that the quantum leap. Now, how do you get there? That quantum leap, we get there through the BOI, the bridge of incidence. And what that basically is this. There's going to be synchronicities that have to be put in place and set up for you to get to where you need to be to have the thing that you want. That's a bridge of incidence. Several things will have to come into alignment that will allow you to quantum leap to where you need to be to have those things. So when you see the synchronicities, those are good signs. Those are bridge of incidences. Those are things that are aligning to bring you what you want. Now, here's the key. Here's the secret. And I have a good friend who does a lot of work in manifestations, and we're always talking and trading secrets and ideas. And he says, I focus primarily on building, world building. And I say, you know what? We practice that too. But a lot of people have issues with that because it's not tangible. It's too abstract for them. Let me explain. You can go through your whole life practicing the techniques that I show you on manifesting specific things. I need $5,000. I need a new job. I need a new house. I need a new car. And you can do those things successfully. But what you really want is you want a super cool life. I equate that with the tarot, the Empress, the life of abundance. That's what you want. And in order to get that, you've got to do many quantum leaps, but that's okay. You simply have to imagine the life that you want. Empower that image with emotions and hold on to it for as long as possible until you see those synchronicities or the bridge of incidences start to happen. And it will happen if you follow the formula. The formula is, if you don't know, then you need to take my course, Reality Manifestation. You need to be in the trance state, which is the alpha state. You need to visualize it, role play it, come up with the scenario. You need to empower the visualization with the emotion. See, if you're thinking about something, it doesn't get you excited inside. And the ancient Egyptians equated sexual arousal with the Ra force, Ra, also known as Chi, Kundalini. There's no difference between magical energy and sexual excitement. So if this thing you want gets you sexually aroused or sexually excited, that's a good thing. Because the universe speaks in terms of what? Emotions. It doesn't understand verbal commands. It doesn't deal with the left brain. It only deals with the right brain. Right brain is the stargate. It is the entry point into 5D, where all things are one. All things converge into what I call as the singularity, where you are one with all things and you have all things. Do you feel me? Do you understand what I'm saying? So imagine the world, imagine who you are. See, if you want to be a billionaire, you don't imagine having $1 billion. Oh, what does it feel like to have $1 billion? No. You imagine jet setting, buying buildings, buying islands, and you duplicate that feeling. What does it feel like to wake up and say, I'm going to give $2 million to charity. I'm going to purchase an island for homeless kids. What does it feel like to be able to do that? And if you can hold that feeling for as long as it takes, then the universe will bring it to you. See, it's all like an iceberg. And this is the problem we get wrapped up into. And I'm going to end this because I got to go soon. You only see the tip of the iceberg. But under the water, the iceberg is huge. So understand, when you're doing this work, you're only seeing the tip of the iceberg. You're not seeing much. So you think not much is going on. But below the water, that iceberg is coming and it's going to hit you like the Titanic. And that's a good thing, That's a good thing. Do you understand? You don't see how prosperous your work is, and therefore you give up too early. Now, the more complex your desire is, the more time it's going to take the universe to bring it to you. If you want to be a billionaire, you better start working on this and give it about 2 or 3 years. Can you hold that emotion for 2 or 3 years so that you can quantum leap to that space-time continuum where you are a billionaire? Remember, it already exists. You are already there. There's no place for you to go. See, 5D is the absence of time and space. The left brain is linear time-space. So when we talk about 5D, the singularity, oneness with all, absence of time-space, you're already there. So there's no place to go. That is how powerful you are. So you can go on and you can imagine, I'm going to come into some money. I'm going to get that house, that car, that guy, that girl. Or you sit down and meditate every day on the life that you want for yourself. Is it jet setting? Is it traveling to foreign countries? It's going to the jungles of Africa and discovering new animals, new snakes, new gorillas? Is it working with Elon Musk, helping him create rockets to go to Mars? It's all up to, and I want you to understand something too. There is no limitation on this. There is no limitation. Don't place that upon yourself, because this is what the ruling elite have done with this space-time continuum, is that they have placed belief systems amongst us that limit our ability to manifest things. And they do this especially with the minority community. Our belief systems are whacked out. You understand? It's like that old experiment with the dog. They place the dog in the cage and they feed the dog, they feed the dog, they feed the dog every day. One day they remove the cage and the dog never ventures beyond the parameters of where the imaginary cage is. That's where we're at now. We're operating as though there's a cage, and there is no cage. And all this is just about an illusion. It's really an illusion. See, your conventional thinking will have you come in and say, oh, I got this lecture. I forgot some things. I left them at home. But the Magi says, I'm going to manifest situations and scenarios where I don't need those things. I can get along fine without them. And it's very interesting, because when I met my friend and we're talking, because he's going to be lecturing, and he's talking about, in his common, what should I say? In his lexicon, he uses the word manifest often. He said, we were talking, he goes, oh yeah, yesterday I manifested some extra money. The other day I manifested a really cool situation. Let me tell you about it. And I was like, that is awesome that you have incorporated that into your language pattern. I love it. Because it shows that he's committed to the cause, that he's a real magi. And thus, I go through my day mimicking that. And I have to constantly remind myself, even though I've been in this spiritual journey for 20 years and more, I still have to remind myself, you can manifest things, you don't have to accept the reality that's before you. You know what I mean? In fact, if you don't accept it and you reject it, that's the beginning of greatness. Because that's how they fool you. They make you think that everything is solid. Nothing is vibrating. Everything's absolute. That is why Western man is so ignorant and so dumb. They have taken control of the planet and forced everyone to think in terms of left brain, concrete thinking. And if it wasn't for those individuals in quantum mechanics or quantum physicists, we would probably still stuck in the dark ages, because they came along and created their own religion through things like string theory and everything else, to where they're now breaking ground and understanding that the ancients, our ancestors of antiquity, had it all right. Everything's Maya, it's an illusion. So I want you to think about that in terms of creating your own world. What is the life that you want? And then focus on that and nothing else. Focus on that until it comes to fruition. And do not accept your lot in life, because it's an illusion. It's not real anyway. If you're struggling, you're poor, it's actually an illusion. A very good one, but still an illusion. And if you don't accept it as an illusion, if you accept it as, quote, reality, you're doomed. You're damned. You have to be committed to this belief system. A while ago, I was sitting down and I said something to this woman, and then she came back at me and she says, "Wow, you have no problem saying that to my face?" And I said, "No, because you're not real. You're an avatar I created to have an experience." And we both chuckled and we both laughed. But I was serious. I'm like, "No, I don't think you're real. I know you're not real. I've created you to have an experience. So I have no problem saying that to you," because I'm really talking to myself. I wasn't disrespecting her or anything like that, of course not. But you've got to understand the nature of the beast and what you're dealing with. It's a very convincing holographic illusion. And I want you to understand Jacqueline's point here. She has a really good point. If what you're doing is in service to the whole will support you. That is the theory of Ma'at. You must understand that. So if what you're doing has an altruistic objective, then the collective consciousness will support you in that endeavor and help you manifest it. Think about that. The Bible says, if two or more agree, so shall it be. So if what you're doing is of great need to the masses and can help the masses, then our unconscious, our collective consciousness will support you in that endeavor and make it come to fruition. I want to thank you for tuning in. I gotta run. This is Qesankh Keparu, son of Ma'at and Tahuti. Ma'at is the beautiful goddess Heteru. Until my next video, Amun Ra.